Hello and welcome back to A Roll of the Dice. We're going to continue on with our Zaku half cannon, which we've now completed, but we're going to start to make some scenery. So we've got our ruined house. It's all kind of looking pretty good and ruined. I've got to do a little bit more to it just to finish it off, but it looks pretty good. Quite pleased with the way it is. Looks quite dingy. But of course it's been blown apart, so it needs a bit of rubble. So we've got lots of shards of plaster that we've used, some various bits of wood, and we're going to put a bit of a pile up, probably around there, of rubble to come down and a little bit on the other side. And you need to make that look realistic. It needs to be a reasonable enough amount of volume so that you could have a pile in front of it to show the various bits of brick or other parts of rubble that have fallen down, and of course also the roof that's collapsed as well. There we can put some beams in and aids them off. So that's what we're going to continue to do. We can assume that some of this has been cleared away to make some cover, but we will put a blast of stuff around there, somewhere around there, so that we can see our figure there, looking from there, but also looking from this side as well, so we can get a couple of different shots in there. So what we're going to do, we're going to use our trusty old PVA white glue. We're also going to use some tissue to roll up to make up the volume of that as well. And of course then we've got various bits of stones as well that we've got in our bits pack that we're going to use in there. And once it's completed, we'll start going stage by stage, adding in some of the other things in just to make it look more realistic. So the first thing we're going to do is to decide exactly where that's going to sit, start to build up a volume of debris there and down there, and to start adding some of this wood. We will start weathering this down, make it a lot darker than this so that it looks like it's done, and probably add some in there. We've got some of our weathering powders there, and this particular one is smoke, so it's a nice dark sort of rusty black sort of colour. We'll use that amongst other things just to add into there as well. So let's start by adding in some volume to this. We will take this away in a minute, just draw around there so we know roughly where it is. We'll add the debris, put this one in as well, and then we can start preparing it. So here we are, we've added to our pile, put some of the things in, and then just grade it over, which is going to be the base for adding the rest of it on. So that's where that will sit. Now we've also got some bits of balsa. Now what we've done with it is we painted it with one of these natural wood type paints. Let it dry, and then we have started to paint with the smoke style one and with that, just to make it look as though it was a burnt out piece of wood. That will add to it. Add those down, and it's just as simply a case of getting some black of some sort and just dabbing it on, leaving it to soak in. Probably put a little bit of water in there just to thin it down, and it just gives the illusion then of it all being burnt out. And then we can continue on to add this. So these will then sit on somewhere along there and inside the rest of the thing, and then we can just continue building up on that. Once we've got that basic structure, we can put some colour into this, and for that we will use some acrylic paints, just watered down, just to bring the colour. Then we can put some green in there as well. So let's have a look and see how we get on. So we've given this a generous coating of white glue, and what we're going to do with it, with the general rubble, we're just going to cover it over, give it a really good coating of that, and then let it all dry. And of course then we can start finishing off everything there. So we've covered it with a good old lot of this. We're going to use the green one later on, but for now this will cover. There's lots of excess there, but that's okay because we can sweep that out, and once that's done we can shake out the excess, and then we'll be ready to continue painting. Put some more rubble on here. There'll be a lot less than this, but any large bits we can put in there. And then we've got a basic colour there and a basic colour there, and we're just going to complete doing that. So we have sprayed it up now with some grey primer. You can see all of the types of rubber that we have, and of course we've also got a place to put the building on, which later on we will see as part of the fitting, because then our model can go into any of these, and then we can look at the different angles to which we're going to do. So what we're going to do first of all, we're going to get some various bits and pieces. We're going to get some grime, we're going to grime it in. We're going to take some of the different types of acrylics. There's several of those that we're going to use. Just start colouring it up, and then we'll start laying some of the glue down, lay some green down, and add some various other bits for that. The other thing we're going to do, and we've got a bit of this, is still water. This is some really good stuff, but where we've got some dips here, we'll be able to put some puddles. So we're going to put it in there, make some dirty puddles in the top, somewhere like that. Gives it the thought of being completely abandoned and gone. So we're going to start colouring it down, start doing that, and then we'll add some colour and some other bits and pieces to it. So here we have the basics of it. We've got some dark shadows, got some lighter bits in here. Now what we've used is some of these acrylics just to keep it down, and then we've got some lighter one later on that we're going to use as well, just to highlight. So here we go, we've got the basic colours down here. We've got some nice dark browns, lighter browns, blacks, and later on we're going to use some of this to dry brush. What we'll do with the dry brush is we will put some of this on, and then we shall dry brush over all of this just to bring the highlights up. The plan then, once it's highlighted up, is to just put a bit more of the grime and stuff in there, probably a little bit more black. But also we're going to put some still water in there, so where you've got some depressions like that one, and here and that, we can just put some puddles in there. They are nice and dirty colours that we've got. Once we've done that, that will be ready. This will be ready to put on there. And the next planned thing of that is some of these bits of vegetation. Now these are quite good because you can just stretch them out and put them up against the building. Just a little bit of glue on there. And that gives that impression that it's covered in vegetation. We'll do a bit more of that. And then some of these bits of wood as well, we'll start putting in there just to add a little bit more to them. So let's start off by highlighting what we've got here and see how we get on from there. So here is the finished diorama. You'll see that we've put lots of vines in here to make it look old and used, and that will just make it look like it is a complete wreck. We've got some old bits of burnt wood in there to show that it was completely wrecked, and the rest of the building is strewn away. You'll also see that we've put some of the resin in there to make it look like there are also some puddles and pools of water as well. We've put on the grime on that, so it all looks pretty green and pretty rough as well. So all we've got to do really is to start thinking about putting the half cannon on here, and then off we go and ready to take some photographs. So I hope you enjoyed watching the build. I hope you have a go yourself, see how we do. These Zakus and all of these Gundams are really fun to make, and really fun to be able to make dirty and to be able to make look realistic. It also makes a lot of shooting angles as well, because not just from the frontier one, we've got the spotlight on it and the black against it as well. You can also shoot through the building and show just how we can get some good angles of the Gundam in action. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe. The handy thing with all of these is you can take these off, but you can also, because these are 28mm buildings, you can also put in some of your Warhammer figures in there as well, and they can be used at the same time, and we can take photographs of those. So hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you another time soon.